girls, what is the greenest flag you can find in a guy? Before we start with the first story, please hit a subscribe and ring the notification bell to stay updated with us. Story 1. Putting the shopping cart back into its corral instead of just leaving it in the parking lot. It shows empathy and an unspoken courtesy for other people. Edit. This doesn't pertain to just shopping carts, y'all. It can be opening doors for people, throwing your trash away, being patient with a cashier, etc. It's more the act of simply being empathetic towards others even when there's no rule or reward for you to do these things. Story 2. For me, I love it when a guy can take himself not so seriously, I guess. When he can be goofy with me, when he can do embarrassing things with confidence, when he'll let himself try new, possibly scary things without pushback. I don't want to force him to do things he's uncomfortable with, but I see it as kind of a red flag when you suggest he try something and you're immediately shot down, even though he's never tried it before. Like a new food, or a cute little game of skill, or a physical challenge I saw in a video or something. Story 3. My dad used to brush the snow off my mom's car and heat it up for her before she gets in. I do this for my girlfriend, but I also fart right before I leave the car. So, chaotic neutral, I guess. She keeps me around for some reason. Story 4. Genuinely pays attention to what I care about and does things that reflect this. This applies to politics, hobbies, sex, household stuff, across the board, and it is awesome. Story 5. How they treat people, like people in the service industry, when they get no real benefit out of it for themselves. Personally think that's the greenest flag there is for anybody. Says a lot about a person's individual character. It's easy to be an asshole in addition to it being an excellent stress relief. It's difficult to be nice and understanding when everything isn't going perfectly. Story 6. Actually participates in practically planning out a future together. Doesn't just make non-committed and unrealistic promises that he can't keep. Has a sense of what he wants and doesn't want in the future, and is able to talk with you about it to figure out if we're compatible. Story 7. My boyfriend communicates his feelings and can express negative emotions without taking it out on me. If he is angry or frustrated and it bleeds over, he'll reflect on his actions and apologize without prompting. Even if I forget about it, LOL. Growing up, my family made me feel small and mentally incompetent as an outlet for their anger. So this is really important to me. He makes me feel safe. Also, he'll listen to what I'm feeling without trying to input or argue with me, if that makes sense, LOL. I don't think we've had any huge fights in our 2 years, but that might be because we get distracted a lot and forget what the problem was, laughing my ass off. Story 8. Kindness. Someone who outright talks shit about people, even if they know the person, as a conversation starter or main talking point, is beyond weird to me. I understand venting about someone being shit to you, but once you retaliate with pure vitriol, I lose a lot of respect. There are people I cannot stand to be around, but I am empathic to the fact that A, they're going through something, B, they were never taught respect, never got therapy, etc. And C, just being a downright shitty person. I just don't feel the need to call it out behind their back for the sake of conversation. Story 9. Caring in a genuine and positive way. If someone is caring towards themselves, animals, other human being, etc., it makes all the difference. The work of having a partner and keeping them is deeply linked to how much you care for the relationship and for them. When both partner care, they make an effort to get to know each other and talk about the important things. To that, I would add curiosity and willingness to keep learning and improve. Story 10. As a man, I've always heard that one of the greenest flags is having a clear understanding of trauma, how different types of trauma affect each of us differently, and how to respond to someone showing clear signs of trauma. It usually takes men a very long time to learn this stuff. If we ever even do, society has spent so much time teaching us to just be men. Also, and this is for other men out there, you still gotta be a man and step up and have a contingency plan for everything. But you'll really be able to win women over by understanding how trauma works. Story 11. One thing I really liked about my husband when we first started dating was his emotional intelligence. and how much emotional labor he put into maintaining his relationships. He often called his mom and younger siblings just to see how they were doing. He scheduled hangouts with his friends, talked to them daily, gave them emotional support when they went through hard times. He sent birthday gifts to everyone, even if it was sometimes just a digital gift card on the day of. And of course, he's always been very doting on me. He's now a super engaged dad, and I'm really glad that our son has a positive male role model like him. Story 12. As a man, I've always heard that one of the greenest flags is having a clear understanding of trauma, how different types of trauma affect each of us differently, and how to respond to someone showing clear signs of trauma. It usually takes men a very long time to learn this stuff. If we ever even do, society has spent so much time teaching us to just be men. Also, and this is for other men out there, you still gotta be a man and step up and have a contingency plan for everything. But you'll really be able to win women over by understanding how trauma works. Story 13. Reading the comments makes me feels like women just want a Prince Charming and not a real husband. Maybe that's why the divorce rate is through the roof nowadays. As a man, regardless of whether or not you're a man or woman, I feel like the greenest flag anyone can give you is someone who's there for you during hard times. Someone who'll take care of you when you're very sick. Someone who'll put up with your craziness when you're on your period. Someone who you can contact at 2 a.m. when something very bad happens. If you're looking for a partner only for them to make you happy, then you're a lost cause. Because the fact that you can't find happiness on your own and need to rely on someone else for your happiness really goes to show that there is something not right about your life. Yes, your partner can make you happy. They can be detailed-oriented and show a lot of care and sympathy on all the small stuff during happy times. But if they flake on you when things gets tough, then there is no point of marrying them in the first place. It's when things are the darkest that you need someone there. When things are so bad that you can't do it on your own, that's when having a partner truly matters the most. You look for a partner not to be boyfriend and girlfriend and flirt all day. You look for a partner so that you can be there for each other during hard times, to shoulder each other's burdens so that you can go through life standing tall together. Story 14. Effort. A guy who will put forth effort to see you, make you feel special, and show interest in you as a whole person is a green flag. I dated assholes and users for a while before I met my boyfriend, and the difference is night and day. The other guys would frequently cancel plans with me, or just ghost me altogether, and could barely pretend to give a shit about anything I said or cared about. I always felt like I was giving interviews to them when we would talk, because they just talk about themselves non-stop and want to be praised for it. My boyfriend lived 2 hours away from me when we first started dating, and I was so scared that that meant that wouldn't even bother. When he drove to me every weekend as soon as work was done, I was floored. The third weekend he came to see me. I was really sick with the flu and he brought me a care package with medicine and sleepy tea and candy. We've been together over a year now and living together for 6 months, and I couldn't be happier. Story 15. I never comment, but I've got one. 20 years ago, my boyfriend and I were eating in a Bavarian-style sausage house. They offered a now-discontinued sausage buffet. Just an absurd amount of different sausages and spätzle and sauerkraut and applesauce, blah blah blah. The table next to us ordered the buffet, we all did. Literally everyone ordered the buffet, and they seemed like a nice regular couple. However, after eating a couple plates worth of food, they each went back to the buffet and loaded up their plates. And I mean, loaded their plates. Then they called the waitress over and asked for the check and to-go boxes. Of course they were denied. They complained. The manager came, denied them again. They paid the bill and left, bitching mightily. The restaurant is always busy. The hostess seated the next guy before the book was picked up. He casually picked up the book and saw that the previous couple had not only given no tip, but left a shitty note. With zero hesitation, he pulled out his wallet and stuck a 20 in there and took the paper with the writing. The waitress came. He gave her the book with no comment, then ordered a beer and the buffet. Couple minutes later, his girlfriend or wife, and I think her mom, came and joined him. I don't think he mentioned it at all, at least not while I was being nosy. My husband and I call him the righteous mother effer. All right, folks, that's a wrap. If you like more of this, please hit a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. You can also share your thoughts in the comment below. I'll see you in the next video.